Hello there. The Art of Mitchells versus the Machines. Honestly, I could talk about this book for hours if I could, but all I'm gonna do is just do a flip through and just quickly talk about my impressions and mostly just show you what the book is like. And one of my top 10 art books is probably this one. And the reason why is because it was created by Sony Animation, and I feel like they really show a lot of process and stylized stuff, especially lately. Let me maybe push the book a bit. There we go. With Spider-Verse and this movie, and just in general, they've been very experimental with their beautiful work. And this is probably one of those movies that just spark joy for me, and I'm not sure why exactly, because even though the story is pretty not like, it's not super weird and like fresh in a way, but they twist it in such a beautiful way of road trip with a family, to save the world. But there's a few times where they twist the story in very interesting ways. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It's probably the best movie that Sony put out in a while, and you can see how much heart they put into the movie, and how they were really trying to push boundaries and show something new, and really show you what is it like to be in the apocalypse with your family. And even I've seen people, there's like a scene at the end where the mom kind of like saves everyone. I'm not gonna spoiler too much, but just that particular part of the mom being very protective and helping their kids, like that specific part, I think there was a friend of mine who literally cries on that scene every single time, and that just speaks volume of, well, probably because my friend has some family problems with her mom, but at the same time the movie showed those problems so well and so particular, and so they basically found a way to connect with people. And I think that within itself is just such a huge thing sometimes, that it doesn't really matter what you gonna... Wow, this one's cool actually, the different versions of the robot. But basically, yeah, I think it's really impressive how sometimes movies can create change and in the world and in our emotion, and really people underestimate how much you can accomplish with this piece of art, because animation has music, it has movement, it has photography skills, voice acting skills. It's all in there, and it's really a medium that can be used for good and can be used to create a lot of things, especially being kind to each other, or just figuring out who you are. Especially this movie, I think that's one of those things that definitely, the old family designs look so weird compared to the new one. I think that's one of those things that I keep rewatching it because I know I'll find something new and exciting in this movie that I didn't realize before, and that just gives me hope in a way to keep going. I love this one. Like, in a way, I like this one a little more than this because he's so cute looking and goofy looking. But yeah, it's kind of wild how much design choices they've made in this movie, and I think that's one of my favorite parts of this. Like, look at this entire spread of how much different versions of Katie do you see in here. There's like 15 at least, and they're all different. They're all they all have personality, and they all have different ways of showing emotion and different outfits. I think that's one of my favorite part of this is the outfits, and I think this one is my cutest. I love that. Just different outfits and how different the character looks, and I wish that one day they will make a sequel of some sort. I know it's a kind of a story that it doesn't require a sequel, you don't really need it, and it's just kind of pointless to have a sequel, but it's just crazy how good the movie was and how different styles were in there. Like you can see the Katie vision was incredible, how there's so many doodles in there, and they're just really, really fun to look at. And the hands, like the super sausage hands, is just something else. But you definitely can see so much effort and love put into this movie, and even flipping through this book is giving me so much well, first of all, respect, and second of all, just makes me want to go back and watch it again and see this great movie all over how it was all over the place, but in the best ways. And Aaron was super cool. Loving dinosaurs is probably like super typical of like little boys, but at the same time, I was into dinosaurs when I was growing up, and I still am sometimes. Like, I'm not as into it, but if anytime someone asks me like, what would you do if you had a genie or like one wish, I would definitely always I reply with like, I really want to see how real dinosaurs sounded like, how they looked like, how big they were, to go visit that old time of Earth and see what they were like, the dinosaurs. And also I was super into creating environments back in the day for when I was watching this movie. And so the environments in this movie are just really, really, really good. And honestly, it doesn't get any better than this sometimes. You can see so many colors and details, and there's just so much storytelling in here that you just can't miss it. You just feel it in every frame. And I really hope that I'm not messing up the frame for this video, because it was really, really hard to fit the book into my camera. But the posies, oh my god, no. Yeah, they're really like probably the most LA thing ever in this movie. I don't know why, but maybe it's because I live in California, but like the super healthy yoga parents of them like wearing the the white clothes and the perfect sneakers and everything, they're just so incredibly funny to me. And how they look perfect on photos. And look at this design, look at the taco place, the dinosaur spot. Honestly, they transferred the entire, the whole dinosaur and VizDev and pictures, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the best thing. If you don't agree with this, that this is the best thing in the world, I can't be friends with you. Look at that. Look at that. That looks like an incredible prop. And the colors, I forgot. The colors in this movie were just something else. I don't know if I've seen like a better movie with better colors than this. Like, obviously there were, but the way they used everything, and like how everything was purple, then yellow, then blue, then green, and how some of the frames were like very realistic and toned down. That was just my favorite part, probably. Bill Gates or Steve Jobs of the movie trying to sell your new phone. The sneakers. Oh my god. I think my favorite part about this is the the Apple Watch. Or like whatever that watch is, probably like his company watch. But yeah, the different building designs for this too, like PAL Labs, how they had different, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was my, like when I got this book, that was the first thing that I looked at and just stared for like hours and hours, because like that, like I wonder what, you know, other buildings look like, and they're all like so good. Look at all this. Like in a way, I wish they used all of them, you know? And how PAL looks like too. And look at this, it's just such simplistic, you know, light, simple shapes, but it just looks crazy good. It has such mood in here. The robots were funny too. Everything's fine, robots are your friends. That's cute. Different versions of robots. Oh, that looks cool. I like these two a lot, actually. I like the tall ones. Can't go wrong with that. Look at this painting. Party time. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's party time. But you can see they really thought out of everything. Well, maybe that's how it is on every production, but not every art book includes it. So you really can see and feel the difference of how like every painting just affected everything. Also, I apologize for the page turning to being like super loud, because my microphone's like next to it. I should have moved it a bit. Good cat. That's funny. But in a way, I really hope that we don't end up like this, but like just one giant company owning every product ever. I mean, that's where Apple is going with this, but also I'm enjoying Apple. So I'm recording this with my MacBook, which is horrible. I shouldn't even say this. How dare I criticize Apple and use Apple products? How dare I? But wow, I don't remember this part. I think it's like a different, the right painting. It's like the stealth bots. Oh yes, the stealth bots were like OP. Oh, look at that. Okay, this is cool. Like, you have to see. Look at all of these different sketches. Oh yeah, the giant screen head. I think they had like an idea for the last battle with like a giant robot, which is, you know, it's pretty typical and makes sense, but I'm so glad they didn't go with it, because it's definitely like a little bit cliche, but definitely the Furby on top. I definitely need to check this out more often, because I forget the Furby was there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how they get this like perfect look of robots, because it definitely does look very 3D, but at the same time it's a drawing and it's not. I don't know. It's like perfectly in perspective, but it's not perfect in perspective. It's just, it's very, very good and technical, but super loosey at the same time. And I really wish I had that style too. Like when I had enough skill in the future, I'll definitely try to hop on that bandwagon of trying to figure out how to make my painting look like this. I mean, look at that. These are incredible. Pink and purples, two of my favorite colors. Come on, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, I remember this part, but it just looks like an arena for some reason, or like in a city, which is Very, very, very cool. Triangular buildings, I think, just, you can't go wrong with triangular buildings. Anything triangular. This was my favorite when I saw this in the book. I feel like if you go in with anything triangular, you just can't go wrong with that shape. Everything looks just incredible with it. It looks amazing. I love that. PB&J. That's cute. Defeating the machines. And the color key scripts, I assume. That looks really, really good. And the natural, like, sun morning light in here is just really, really, really settling down on, like, the happy ending and showing you, oh my god, look at all these details. It's just settling you down on all of the conclusion. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's just, I love this one. I love that. It's just the end of the story, and that's what happens. That's what you just have to accept and grow up and move on. Oh, look at this. Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed this. This is my favorite book, and thank you so much for watching.